All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarah. Soon said he kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to the Sarah Soon said YouTube page, a dynamic page. Y'all know what it is. Black Power, Black Frequency. You're feeling that frequency and energy. You should most definitely join. Link right down in the video description is in the chat. Click that link. You get a video introduction rundown on the memberships. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you do not, I appreciate you here at the Sarah Soon City YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. Ring the alarm, KingSeti.com, online marketplace, official general Sarah Soon City DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. I got something special for you. Got something nice for you. You need to get over there, check out the catalog. Guarantee you're going to find something that you like and love. Get a discount, shop and save and shop, family. KingSeti.com. Pull the fire alarm, GeneralSeti.com. SETI University. We talking about over 1,500 fire videos. It's growing every day. Not only do you got the general, you got the supplementary, supplemental, also monumental and instrumental research material from the grandmasters, all kind of documentaries and lectures, man, and all the subjects to further your development. Is no other website on the planet that can compete. Get over there, check it out, check out the subjects, man, check out all the material that is there for you. It's fire, fire, fire. Become a member today. Everybody knows SETI popping on Patreon, BPC making noise. We never come, exclusive live stream, too hot to handle on YouTube, and or just so exquisite. We keep it for our family on Patreon. We talking about over 500 live streams, never to be seen on any other platform other than Patreon. You most definitely want to stick your hand down in that treasure chest of wisdom, of gems and jewels. Get over there today. Biggest perk, you get a chance to see the general go live, and that's right there is very, very special. Believe me. To all the family out there donated to the general, I appreciate the fact that you appreciate me. Any of the family out there would like to donate to the general, the link is over there in the video description, is in the chat. Donate. Thank you ahead of time. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarah Soon Seti. Rock that notification bell, get a video, a thumbs up, like it because you love it, share it with your family and friends, and comment, comment, comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. Here we go, family. Hold just a second. All right. Now, we talking about Israeli soldiers, and really soldiers, records himself blowing up a mosque. I'm gonna have to straighten out, documenting the destruction of Gaza and rejoicing. Now, I got the videos now, family. And what it's showing is that they over there, man, they making like hilarious ass videos over there, documenting, blowing up all kind of shit. You see what I'm saying? They making YouTube videos. They making Instagram videos. They making TikTok videos and shit. And they, they playing their part. They on there making jokes and shit, joking and shit, and hooking up all type of bombs and shit to the, and like I say, this is documentation. This is documentation. Because these are the same people that anytime somebody say anything about them, they the first people to scream anti-Semitic or whatever they want to scream. But this is showing how brutal these motherfuckers is. You see what I'm saying? And this is what it's about. Not that I give a goddamn about nothing, because I don't. You see, I don't. And they ain't gonna hold you up in saying that. But this is showing you the type of peoples that you're dealing with. And how they, and how they deal with motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? They come into their house, whether they took it or not. We're not gonna argue about them taking it from the Palestinian. That ain't what I'm gonna argue. When they come, when the Palestinians came into their house, kidnapped they people, uh, and slaughtered so many of them, they've been kicking in their ass ever since. Right or wrong. You understand what I'm saying? And they have come to the understanding that there is no going back. See, I understand the mind of the so-called Jew. I understand the mind of the so-called Israeli. I know the predicament that they in. You see what I'm saying? They've been in that predicament from day one. They were never going to concede any of the land to the so-called Palestinians. They were ultimately going to usurp the land the way that they doing. That was their intentions. They just intended to do it in increments. But ultimately, the goal from day one is to acquire the whole land. That's what they was. That was ultimately the goal. You see, and so nobody should even be, confused about that. And so they didn't had hit squads, and their own people talk about it. Let me wait a minute. Let me clean that up right there. Yeah, their own soldiers was talking about it. How, when they first went over there, they was cleaning our whole towns. They was cleaning out whole towns over there, forcing them to leave, forcing them to, leave, they villages and shit. And so they committed, they've been committing genocide from day one since they've been over there, right or wrong, because I know that, that the Arab did the same thing. He wasn't always the master of the land. He wasn't always the master of the land. So the position that the Israelis is in today, the Arab was in that same predicament, committing genocide. The Romans, seized the Byzantines seized it. The Ottoman Turks seized it. Saladin seized it. The Knights Templars seized it under the Crusade. So this shit been going back and forth for a long time. And the reality is that none of them are the rightful owners of the land. None of them. Let's just deal with that. None of them are the rightful owners of the land. But the man with the biggest gun is the winner. That's how it go. You can have rights, you can have you can have historical rights and this, that, and the third, but unless you can back that shit up with the gun, that shit don't mean shit. The gun gonna win out. The gun gonna win out all the time. And so that's what's happening today. Now, when we look at what started this, like I said, this recent shit, we seen that the Hamas, which is a militant group within the Palestinians that fighting for a Palestinian state, you understand, and ultimately to remove the so-called Jew from out of the land, because that is ultimately they objective. They not just comfortable and gonna be comfortable even if they give them Gaza. They not gonna be comfortable with that. You see what I'm saying? Because it ain't but so big. Israel today ain't but so big. And so Gaza, they in there packed in like sardines. And so, they not satisfied with being stuck in Gaza. They not satisfied. So ultimately they got the same agenda and everybody knows it. You see what I'm saying? So both of them had the same objective. We don't fuck with you. We don't like you. We want your ass. Each one of them feel the same way. We want your ass out of the land. And so if they were ever going to have or concede that they were going to live side by side, they would have done it by now. They're not going to do it. You understand what I'm saying? And not only the Palestinians, the majority of the other Arab nations around there is seeking their demise too. whether it be Iran, whether it be Lebanon, whether it be Syria, you understand, Turkey. It don't make no goddamn difference. All them different Arab nations, Islamic nations, is seeking the downfall of the so-called Jew in the state of Israel. You see what I'm saying? So now that see, understanding that his back is against the wall. And see, and so he's not gonna allow any UN, he's not gonna let no European nation, he ain't gonna even let the United States convince him that he not gonna and eliminate their ass because they know good and goddamn well that if they allow them to get back up on their feet and get any type of momentum, that their ass is gonna be back in the same predicament before too long. And if you didn't put a hurting on them, you didn't put a serious hurting on the Palestinians. This is probably the worst it probably ever been. You see what I'm saying? And, this is probably as bad as it was when they first went over there and was demolishing whole villages and shit. You see what I'm saying? This is probably as worse as a ass whooping that the Israelis didn't ever put on the so-called Palestinians. You see what I'm saying? So imagine that. It's just like what the Palestinians did to the Israelis. You can't expect the man, the people, the so-called Israelis not to do what they doing because they know that they seeking to get their ass up out of there. That's facts. And so when you understand that, and the Israelis say, they thinking like, well, shit, if they come in here and do this shit to me, what the fuck is y'all gonna do? The UN ain't gonna do shit for me. You understand what I'm saying? NATO ain't gonna do shit for me. So so that's the reality. And since they understand that, that they not gonna do shit other than maybe, some sanctions here, this, that, and the third, nothing major. They gonna have have taken a very serious blow. You understand what I'm saying? And nobody going, so they feel like, well, this is what we have to do to ensure our safety over here. And so we're gonna bomb their ass and until there's none left. We're gonna wipe them totally out. And so what you looking at in these videos that I'm about to show you, they literally, man, making like what's that fucking show with them crazy ass white boys and shit. Uh they say they vetoed the ceasefire. Yeah, they on is yeah, okay. They say Sanchez. Wait a minute, let me see. I didn't miss some shit. Let me see. I done missed some shit in the chat. Did I miss some fire? No, I ain't seen that. Okay. Okay. Shit, leave me something in there. You understand? If motherfucker get to talking shit, leave his ass in there. God damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but they're just like, and so, they both in the same, these is two thieves fighting over some land that don't belong to them. That's why I don't, you know, you know, that's why I don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't say nothing. I just let them motherfuckers fight it out until you understand whoever the victim may, like they say, may the best man win. You see, that's just how it is and shit. And maybe, they'll diminish each other. You understand what I'm saying? And shit, and what's going on in Africa. That's what, we need to be concerned about. But in essence, you seeing the preliminary of how they're gonna fight in Africa against our peoples. And anywhere in the world. Ain't nobody going, this what happens when you're a defenseless people. You see what I'm saying? When you don't build up a defense system to protect your people, you are vulnerable like that. You see, and you can see how motherfuckers, they not gonna have no mercy on you. You see what I'm saying? So you better get your shit together so that you could be able to defend yourself. Yeah, he not playing. Oh man, they wiping their ass out over there. They brutalizing their ass. You feel what I'm saying? And that was their motherfucking mistake. If they wasn't gonna try to stick, and stick the knife in his heart, they shouldn't have took their ass in there. For real. That was, because ain't nobody really coming to their aid, not even the so-called Arabs. You see what I'm saying? They ain't coming to their aid for real. They over there they got about one or two more cities that's left. You see what I'm saying? And that's that one right there on the border with Egypt. And that might cause a lot of tension because the so-called Egyptians don't want them, bombing right there on their border. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of them motherfuckers gonna flee into Egypt. And Egypt really don't fuck with Hamas because one of the terrorist groups in Egypt, the Islamic Brotherhood, Hamas they broke off from, they technically broke off from the Islamic Brotherhood that started in Egypt. And so they look at that as a reinforcement of that terror group in Egypt, and they don't want them coming in there with no bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So they don't even want them to come in. And so that could cause a lot of tension, you see, between Egypt and Israel. And so, there it is. But they ain't got too many more cities where they can hide. They ain't got too many more cities, and ain't no telling what's gonna happen after that. Because, after they crush Hamas, in all capacities, you see, they might turn and go into Lebanon. You see what I'm saying? They might turn and go into Syria. Who knows? And so, we don't even know what it could look like, even after that fact. But anyway, let's look at some and look at this shit. So, people, this just show you how they having fun over there. They having serious fun over there. You can see the motherfucker right there with the cube on his forehead. You know what I'm saying? So they over there. That just show you right there. He over there with all the cubes and shit over there. Praying to their little demonic deities and shit on their Kabbalah and all that shit over there, blowing shit up. But I want y'all to see the fun and how they rejoicing, man. They really making a lot of TikTok videos, and you see what I'm saying? This is crazy. But here we go, family. Let me see if I got it. Matter of fact, let me turn it up. How long is this? It shouldn't. I don't think it's that long, but we'll see. Okay, let me see. Let me get it up. Okay. All right, here we go, y'all.
Inside Israel, people are seeing a very different picture of the war from the rest of the world and from what you've just heard, with IDF soldiers documenting their military offensive in real time. Correspondent Jeremy Diamond reports on this trend unfolding on social media.
This is a how-to video on how to blow up a mosque in Gaza. Format.
You see that they out there rejoicing.
The content is very real. Filmed, edited, and posted on Instagram by an Israeli soldier. It's one of dozens reviewed by CNN. For many in 2024, social media is everyday life. Israeli soldiers are no different, except they're fighting Israel's largest and most brutal war in decades. In video after video,
they blowing their shit up.
Soldiers document the destruction of Gaza and rejoice. They film detonations to use as wedding invitations.
God damn.
Among them are would-be comedians, whose videos satirizing the war show the devastation in Gaza.
זה היה האוניברסיטה. צה"ל עזר להם, זה נהיה האוניברסיטה הפתוחה.
Say it's an open
Soldiers have
universe.
always documented themselves. It could be in journals, it could be with, taking pictures.
Avner Gvaryahu served in the IDF during the Second Intifada. He leads the group Breaking.
Soldiers are
I
doing
don't
all
need
this
to hear all that because that gon' that's just they die, I just wanted y'all to see that aspect of it, how they over there, and I'll run it back for y'all to show y'all how they fucking they blowing this shit up over here. Hold on, y'all. I want to play it back
Gaza.
again.
Format is internet fluent. The content is very real. Filmed, edited, and posted on Instagram by an Israeli soldier. It's one of dozens reviewed by CNN. For many in 2024, social media is everyday life. Israeli soldiers are no different, except they're fighting Israel's largest and most brutal war in decades. In video after video after video, soldiers document the destruction of Gaza and rejoice.
And
They
rejoice.
film detonations to use as wedding invitations.
So they use that one as a wedding invitation.
Among them are would-be comedians, whose videos satirizing the war show the devastation in Gaza.
זה היה האוניברסיטה. צה"ל עזר להם, זה נהיה האוניברסיטה הפתוחה.
Soldiers have always documented themselves.
Yeah. And so, but this just to show you. You see what I'm saying? This just to show you, this is what you gonna be up against. You ain't gonna have no mercy from none of these motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? And that just show you this is the man though who talks about, and the reason why I bring and show this because this is the man that's always talking anti-Semitism, where somebody said, and he rejoices and shit when he see the demise of his enemies. You see, and so but this is showing you that they could, they are committing genocide, and so they could never bring up what Hitler done to nobody, or they so-called people when they themselves are Hitlers. You see what I'm saying? When they themselves are committing this type of, these type of atrocities, nonetheless. You see what I'm saying? Nonetheless. And so, you as soon as somebody say something you don't like, they scream. And this just show you, when people are in control of media, in control of politics, that just show you how they could just railroad you. You see, just railroad you. And, you can't speak up. You can speak up, but, you're going to be railroaded. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to be railroaded. When you look at many motherfuckers who face the onslaught of the so-called Jew, they end up being by themselves. They don't have nobody to help them, nobody to stand up for them or nothing. And so, this is real serious just to show you, that these is just as much as some maniac motherfuckers as the Arabs, and they ain't no different. They rejoice nonetheless. When you seen the Palestinian, he went in there and he murdered thousands of people, a couple thousand, 3,000 people. I don't know how many. He rejoiced, and then they go over there, blow their shit up and rejoice. These are savages. You see, they lust for blood. You see, they lust for destruction and shit and this, that, and the third. And so, this is what's happening. And so, you could be next. And, I show this shit to show you understand that you could be next. It could be right here where you at. You see what I'm saying? If preparations is not made, you understand what I'm saying? And, to be secure and so that, these type of situations, don't happen to you and your people and your family and shit. you could be in the same goddamn predicament. It's no good, and that's real. You see, that's real. But I just wanted to show people, the true nature and how they, they just like any other Cro-Magnon Neanderthal. They rejoice in destruction. They rejoice in death. And they rejoice in blood and as much blood as possible. This is what they rejoice in. And so you cannot allow people like this to get power over you, and you expect that your life gonna be worthwhile. The standards of your living gonna be worthwhile. They're gonna have your ass in the worst conditions. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna have your ass in the worst conditions, and that's what they done, and that's what they're continuing to do. So we got to wake up. We got to wake up out our goddamn sleep. We got to wake up out our goddamn miseries. And the fact that the United States is supporting them, they punking Biden. Netanyahu punks the shit out of Biden every time Biden says something, and I believe that shit is all fake. Netanyahu gonna fuck around and meet his demise. You see, he's gonna meet his demise. Yeah, he say Africa is that, but you know what? Egypt, I don't know. Egypt might give it to their ass this time. You know what I'm saying? Egypt has developed, and on paper, Egypt is a stronger army than Israel. You see what I'm saying? It's a stronger army. And so they got a bigger force and shit. And so they wouldn't be able to do the shit that they doing to now I don't know about them planes and shit. I had to see, but both of them are allies of the United States and shit. Egypt might got some F-35s too. You see what I'm saying? They might got their hands on some of that, some of them type of weaponry. Yeah, they true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. But they need Egypt too. They need Egypt too. They need Egypt too. Cause they got to have access to that motherfucking, they got to have access to that Red Sea. You see what I'm saying? And if they, again, they don't want a wider war. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, they back Israel, but at the same time, are they gonna lose all their connections? Are they willing to lose all they allies that they need? You understand what I'm saying? Because if you fall out with goddamn Egypt, you're going to have to fall out with everybody in goddamn Africa. You see? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they got some. Yeah, they didn't made all. Yeah, you're right. They didn't made all that money. You see what I'm saying? But hell, fuck them too. At the end of the day, you see, just don't blow up our ancestors' pyramids and temples and shit. That's what get their ass though. Get their ass on up out of there. I don't give a goddamn clean house. Shit, clean house, clean house. Get some of them niggas up. Get some of them bastard niggas up out of Africa too. Get the air up, get them up out of there, clean them up, hurt them, and take some of them bastard niggas with them too. Shit, yeah, and then once they all weak and shit, then those Africans that's sense enough to secure themselves and take it all back. You see, let them weaken themselves. Yeah, they was bigger then, but I believe they didn't learn from that 6 days war. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I believe they was, yeah. But see, the thing is, they didn't have the same type of, they got a little more advanced technology than during that time. You see what I'm saying? They ain't just sitting on, they got a little more advanced technology than back then. You see what I'm saying? They got a little more advanced technology and shit, and so, I think it'll be a harder fought war this time than it would, back then. That was a little, that was back, damn near 60 years ago. You know what I'm saying? 70, 60, 70 years ago, so I think it'll be a different fight this time. Yeah. But, you know, the reality, and so I ain't rooting for none of them motherfuckers. You know, let them knock each other on the head, and then we can come through with the dustpan, you see, and sweep that shit up and get them on up out of there. All right, family, thank y'all for being here tonight. I appreciate y'all. Click some of them links. Support the general. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black Power.